Okay, so we talked about enough of the negative, enough about the bad industries of death. Let's talk about the industries of life, the industries of wealth, the industries of prosperity. This next section I'm going to call Daren's Wealth Formula. Daren's Wealth Formula. Now, it's not necessarily my formula other than I kind of pulled together all the elements of this formula. This formula was learned from the world's wealthiest network marketers. I've interviewed them. I've continued to interview them on a monthly basis. All the time, I'm constantly talking with people that are wealthy in network marketing and getting tips and ideas. This is their information. This is their formula. And as I pulled it together, some people would focus on the first few elements. Other people would focus on the last few elements. This is what they all generally agree upon. These 7 points that I'm going to share with you is what they agree upon. It's the formula that will point you to a product that will produce wealth in your life. And if you ignore the formula, you're ignoring the wisdom of the ages. You're ignoring information that has been collected over the last dozens of years in network marketing on what works and what doesn't. Now, I've created one of these little kind of rhymes to get us to remember the first letter in this acronym, this ECUTVTS. Every criterion unlocks the vault to success. Every criterion unlocks the vault to success. ECUTVTS. And this will help us remember the 7 points. The first one is E. Every criterion. Every criterion. E stands for emotional. C stands for consumable. U is unique. T is traditional. V is valuable. The second T is timely. And the last S is stable. Now, you don't need to write these down really fast because we're going to go through each of these 7 points in specific detail and talk about them tonight. It's kind of the bulk of our conversation tonight. But I just want you to understand that this is a formula that, if applied, can make you absolutely wealthy. This is the secret. This is Daren's biggest secret. And even though you might read through it and say, well, this isn't much of a secret, that's kind of common sense. Well, yeah, it is, but you've got to apply it. You have to apply this formula or you're sunk. And so many people, even people that are on this call tonight, on this webinar, or will be watching it maybe on YouTube later, they'll watch the formula, they'll listen to it, it'll make sense to them, and they'll still ignore it. They'll still not go through the 7 steps to pick their product. They'll find some hot product, some charismatic person in the front of the room or on a webinar or on a teleconference will explain this incredible new widget, this incredible new product, this new service, and they'll fall for it without taking it through the 7 steps. You have to take every product you ever encounter through the 7 steps. Now, you might be saying, Daren, I've already taken a product through the 7 steps. I already have a product that matches these 7 criterion. Well, that's great. Now you need to explain this to other people because you're going to steer people away from the guaranteed losers and you're going to steer them into a product that is going to bless their life and the lives of their posterity forever. You have the key here. You have the power to change lives, but you need to understand the formula and be able to explain it so that or send them to my webinar so that you can explain it to them so that they understand why to pick a product and why not to pick a product. This is not necessarily to try to convince you that you've already done the right thing. It's try to help you to understand how you would explain it to someone else when they're going crazy over some new product that's going to end up leading them down the wrong path. Okay, so here we go. Let's start with emotional. Emotional. Okay, what kind of products are emotional? How about, look at this lady on the left-hand side. She's going crazy. She's excited about something. She's emotionally excited about some new product. Some of the things that we see that are emotional, for guys, it's got to be cars. We're really into cars. So a car would be a really emotional product. My dad is the classic emotional car buyer. As a matter of fact, my mom went out of town to go see my sister's new baby. And what did he do? He went and bought a new Cadillac, not a new one, a couple years old Cadillac, beautiful, big, huge Cadillac. He's never had one like this. And, he'll do that every 6 months. It's an emotional thing. He goes down to the dealership, pokes around, sees something he likes. Oh, man, I can't live without it. Okay, a lot of guys are like that. What about jewelry? Wow, that's something that we can get excited about, especially women get excited about jewelry. How about a swimsuit? Not just a swimsuit, but a swimsuit that helps you look slimmer. Okay? Or how about lingerie? That's pretty emotional. How about shoes? How about some shoes that are so fancy that look like the shoes that your favorite movie star wore in your favorite movie, and you get those shoes on and say, wow, I feel like $1,000,000 in these shoes. Okay, now they might not be the shoes that are pictured there. Those are kind of funky looking shoes. Chocolate. Is that emotional? Kind of releases the endorphins, gets the sugar going. Really, really smooth and silky. Chocolate can make you feel different. How about perfume? How about the scent that the perfume that your spouse wore on your honeymoon? Does that kind of bring some emotional feelings to your heart? And so that's what we're looking for, a product that can cause an emotional reaction. Weight loss is huge. Anything dealing with weight loss, anything dealing with reducing pain, suffering, getting rid of some type of health ailment, huge on the emotional spectrum. What about things that are not emotional? Look over to the right-hand side of the screen over here, and we're going to see things like telecommunications, okay? Very lacking in emotional appeal. Yes, you might like one service over the other, but generally speaking, you're getting the same service. How about anything like a commodity? We already talked about the flour, the grains, maybe the orange juice, things like that. You might have your favorite brand, but for the most part, it's not a huge emotional appeal product. Cleaners, things like that, they have a little bit of emotional appeal, but not tons. Okay, so it's really weak on the emotional spectrum. So emotional is the first criterion. It has to be something that reaches out and grabs those heartstrings and doesn't let go. Okay, let's talk about consumable. Okay, consumable. Now, this is probably one of the, if not the most important point here. We're talking about 7 steps. And consumable quite possibly is the most important criterion when selecting a network marketing product or home-based business product that will make you money indefinitely. It has to be consumable. Now, when I say consumable, I mean consumable on a regular basis. Now, if you want to get paid on an annual basis, you might offer some of these products: weatherproofing for a home, anti-freeze, family portraits, beach towels, spark plugs. How about a bikini wax? That's something you get about once a year if you get it. And so that's an annual payout. If you're selling those products, you might get paid on an annual basis, okay? And in network marketing, that's kind of how it works. I mean, honestly, you might run a body shop where you sell a lot of spark plugs every day because people come in and they need them on a regular basis. If you're doing it through direct sales through your home, trust me when I say you're going to be hard-pressed to find customers because they buy a spark plug and they don't need one for a while. Well, if you want to quadruple your profits, why not sell something that consumes on a quarterly basis? Things like cosmetics. Women, how long does it take you to go through a tube of lipstick, maybe some rouge or something like that? How long does it take you to go through? A lot of women will say it takes 6 months, 9 months, 3 months, but a lot of that cosmetics, some of them will consume on a quarterly basis. Candles, motor oil, dish soap, hair coloring, where you're coloring your hair, you want to keep your roots from showing. Those are the type of products that might sell on a quarterly basis. So you quadruple your income from the annual payout products. I need to sell something because I need to feed my kids. Then my kids like to eat every day. They like to, have food. They like to have us go get groceries at least once a week so we can have food every day. And so we need products that will consume on a daily, weekly, and a monthly basis because we need to get paid monthly at least so that we can go buy those items for the kids. I have 6 kids and, I don't want them to starve to death, so I need to have a paycheck every month. What are some of the things that consume on a monthly or weekly basis? How about food items? That's huge. Anything food related, just boom, it's gone. Drinks, juice, utilities, things that you need to have on a monthly basis no matter what. Supplements like nutritional supplements, household items, consumables like toilet paper, and some things, like light bulbs and things that might last for a long time. Toothpaste, so that might go into the quarterly or the annual. But toilet paper, things like that, get used up and replaced quite a bit. How about some personal care items? Like some types of things like when you buy the shampoo in the big 3-gallon jugs. Yeah, that's going to last for a while. But when you buy some shampoos and conditioners, you go through it in a month. And maybe some of your skincare products you might go through in a month. So cosmetics are more quarterly and annual. So the personal care items are more monthly and quarterly. So that's kind of how it goes. So if you're getting into consumable, you need to find something that consumes on a regular basis. That is huge, huge for profitability.